Find the gap between train and platform. This is 9th Street. This is a critical line service to Oakwood.
Welcome to the age of hyperreality, where our encounters with the world are mediated by representations. We live more online than offline, navigating a maze of images, posts, and videos that are easy to accept as real. That's because the hyperreal consists of references to the real. Complicated, right? Imagine this. You just watched the Olympics and want to be a great skateboarder. So, you satisfy your wish by buying a skateboard. But you're pretty bad at it. It's because you haven't put in the hidden years of dedication that Olympians often make look effortless, and you never actually use the skateboard ever again. Or you skip the board entirely and just wear the skater look. Vans and a band t-shirt. You look the part without ever skating, and if you post it, your audience is fooled. This is the difference between hyperreal and real. French philosopher Guy Debord described the shift from being to seeming as a movement away from realness. He believed we will live in a world full of appearances rather than realities. Jean Baudrillard, a modern sociologist and philosopher, took Debord's idea further with his concept of simulacra and hyperreality. He defined simulacra in his essay The Procession of Simulacra, with a quote from Ecclesiastes. The simulacrum is never that which conceals the truth. It is the truth which conceals that there is none. The simulacrum is true. Baudrillard's most famous example of simulacra is in a fable in which a king orders a map of his kingdom, drawn up by the best mapmakers around. And, in an attempt to include every little detail to satisfy the king, the map ended up as a 1-to-1 ratio of the kingdom, and actually covered the whole thing like a drape. With time, the kingdom faded to dust, and the map that covered it was all that was left. So the map became a representation of what once was a reality. Could this be true of the internet too? Is there any value in traveling to famous landmarks anymore, when in doing so, the sight of the Big Ben only reminds you of the thousands of edited images you've seen online that look better? Could photos even be considered a medium for realism anymore, since the ones we see online are altered copies of copies? Because critical analysis of art is based upon the conceptual framework, we criticize art by measuring it to the degree to which it represents the world we exist in. So what if a photograph of the Eiffel Tower is used as reference by a painter who never actually saw the original landmark? We end up with a painting of a photograph of something never actually experienced by the painter. The distance between reality, the tower, and representation, the painting, grows, severing the valued connection between them. Even if it looks real enough to step right into the streets of Paris, representations of things are the bridge between us and reality. And often, we tend to get lost halfway and forget which direction leads to reality, ending up in representation land instead and believing things to be true when they really just aren't. Oh, and speaking about lying, remember this quote from the book of Ecclesiastes that Baudrillard used? Yeah, it wasn't actually in the Bible. He lied to the readers of his essay and never revealed it to be a false fact. Unless someone had previous knowledge of Ecclesiastes, it's likely they won't give it a second glance, and the fake fact will become a reality to them. Then, the reader walks away from the essay believing they learned something new about both the hyperreal and Ecclesiastes, when in reality, they kinda just got schooled. Low blow, Baudrillard, but talk about layers. So our reality is becoming a series of simulacra, a hyperreal world where images and representations are beginning to shape our experiences and perceptions. How do we disconnect from hyperreality and reconnect with the real? By returning to the core of realism, depicting real stories by real people, just like photography used to be. Here in London, the underground is a microcosm of the city, bringing together people from all walks of life. It's a place where stories converge, but rarely intersect. To break this barrier, I took a trip to Covent Garden Station, just to bump into someone and ask them a question, something real and unfiltered that we don't often see online.
The most important thing to me, I would say, is family and religion. I'm quite religious and my family is like my everything. They're like my utmost priority. Whenever I go out, if a friend asks me out and if my family asks me out, I'm always going to pick my family. I have 3 sisters as well, so I've got like built-in friends, so I kind of always have like a hangout every single day. Also, I don't know, it just gives me security. Like, I'm here with my cousin right now, and the fact that we're cousins means that we're like locked in for life. Like, she's not going to leave me like some other friends do. So that means that I can give her that higher level of importance because I know that like she can't leave. But yeah, to me it's family, it's religion. I definitely want to have kids when I grow up. I don't really care. Like, I want a good career, but like I want to have a career where I can have a family. So yeah, that's that. That's me.
By engaging with the world directly and sharing genuine experiences, we can step out of the shadows of hyperreality and reconnect with what is real. Experience life firsthand. Enjoy good weather. And embrace the authenticity that comes with being over just seeming. Because in the end, reality is richer and more fulfilling than representation.